There is one resort in the world that didn't just represent luxury, it became fantasy itself. Not a standard beach hotel, not a theme park, not even a cruise ship destination. A mega resort rising from the apex of an artificial island, crowned with pink towers, home to 65,000 marine animals, and anchored by a mythology borrowed from a lost civilization. Atlantis. The Palm wasn't just designed to accommodate tourists, it was designed to transport them into another reality entirely. Luxury meets legend, extravagance meets entertainment. A place so immersive that visitors described it as stepping into a different dimension, where underwater suites let you sleep surrounded by sharks, where water slides launch you through lagoons, where the line between resort and spectacle disappeared completely. That immersion stuck, not because it was subtle, but because it perfectly captured the experience economy Dubai was pioneering for the world. Before we go deeper into this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because what you're about to hear goes far beyond travel reviews and into the economic reality behind one of the world's most ambitious hospitality experiments. Atlantis. The Palm opened in September 2008, rising from the crescent of the Palm Jumeirah with 1,548 rooms spread across two towers connected by the Royal Bridge Suite, one of the most expensive hotel accommodations on Earth. Its design doesn't just reference the mythical lost city of Atlantis, it attempts to recreate it, complete with the Ambassador Lagoon holding 11 million liters of water, the Lost Chambers Aquarium with 21 exhibits, and Aquaventure Water Park spanning 17 hectares. But the real genius wasn't just in the scale. It was in the brief given to the developers. Create something that makes people forget they're in a hotel, make them feel like they've discovered something ancient and futuristic at the same time. And they succeeded beyond most predictions. For over 15 years, you could mention underwater suite with sharks to anyone remotely interested in travel, and they would immediately think of one place: Atlantis Dubai. That's not hospitality anymore. That's immersive storytelling at a billion-dollar scale, and that's exactly why what happened throughout 2024 and 2025 mattered so much more than it seemed on the surface. Because when reports began emerging about declining occupancy, increased competition from newer resorts, and a shift in traveler preferences away from mega resort experiences, the world didn't just see market adjustments. It saw the formula being questioned. It saw the property that defined family luxury in Dubai suddenly facing an identity crisis. And in a city built on being first and finest, that crisis is everything. Now, let's separate fact from noise. Because this story has been surrounded by speculation and conflicting reports almost immediately. The physical state of Atlantis. The Palm remains impressive. The property continues operating, the aquariums are maintained, the water park functions, and luxury accommodations are still available. No major structural failures, no catastrophic events. From a purely operational perspective, the resort delivers what it promises. Maintenance continues, staff remain employed. On paper, it's a functioning mega resort experiencing normal market pressures. But here's the part that those facts completely failed to capture. A resort like Atlantis, the Palm doesn't operate purely in the physical world. Its true value isn't in its rooms, though those include some of the most expensive in the region. Its value lives in perception, in exclusivity, in the story it tells families before they even book. And for over a decade, that story was incredibly clear. This is the ultimate family luxury destination. The place where memories are made, where Instagram moments happen naturally, where your vacation becomes a story you'll tell for years. That story justified everything. The premium pricing, averaging $400 to $800 per night, and far higher for signature suites, the positioning as Dubai's family resort destination, the global marketing budgets. And over the past 2 years, that story has started to fracture, not dramatically, but measurably. Because once people see alternatives that offer similar experiences at better value, or when travel preferences shift toward more intimate, authentic experiences, the calculation doesn't just weaken, it fundamentally changes. Now look at what happened next. Not to the property, but to the patterns, or more accurately, the shift in them. Occupancy rates at Atlantis. The Palm, while not publicly disclosed in detail, have reportedly faced pressure from multiple directions. New mega resorts on the Palm and nearby areas have fragmented the luxury family market. The Royal Atlantis Resort and Residences, which opened adjacent to the original property, created internal competition within the same brand ecosystem. Post-pandemic traveler behavior showed preferences shifting toward experiential travel, boutique properties, and destinations perceived as more authentic than manufactured. And timing matters here. This isn't happening in a vacuum. This is occurring while Dubai simultaneously positions itself as a year-round destination, while global tourism recovers unevenly, while economic uncertainty affects discretionary spending by precisely the demographic Atlantis targets, affluent families willing to spend thousands on a week-long resort stay. When that demographic recalibrates, when they start asking, "Is this worth it?" instead of, "When can we book?" the entire model faces pressure. Think about what that looks like inside a place like Atlantis the Palm. Restaurants designed for capacity crowds, serving partially filled dining rooms. Water park attractions built for lines experiencing shorter wait times. Retail spaces anticipating high-spending guests seeing reduced transactions. Entertainment programming scheduled for peak occupancy performing for smaller audiences. The infrastructure itself unchanged, but the economic engine driving it operating below optimal capacity. And this is where the story goes deeper than occupancy reports, much deeper than quarterly performance metrics, seasonal fluctuations, or competitive pressure. Because what we're witnessing here isn't just temporary market adjustment. It's the exposure of something fundamental that has always existed beneath the surface of Dubai's mega resort model. For years, Atlantis didn't just sell vacation packages in the traditional sense, rooms, meals, attractions, and beach access. It sold something far more powerful and far more intangible. It sold exclusivity through scale, the promise that by spending more, by choosing the biggest and most elaborate option, you were guaranteeing your family an experience that simply couldn't be replicated anywhere else. That was the real product. Not just luxury accommodations, but the feeling of accessing something genuinely unique. That psychological guarantee is what allowed Atlantis to command premium pricing, attract repeat visitors from across the globe, and position itself as the family luxury destination in the Middle East. But the moment that perception is challenged, when newer properties offer comparable experiences, when travelers realize other destinations provide similar value, it creates a ripple effect that goes far beyond one resort or one booking season. Because now the question enters minds. Is this still worth the premium? And once that question is asked, the entire value proposition transforms. Affluent families, corporate incentive planners, luxury travel advisors, these are decision makers who think in terms of value for money, even at the highest price points. They have options. They can choose the Maldives for overwater exclusivity, European destinations for cultural richness, or newer Dubai properties offering fresh experiences. And in a world where luxury travel options are expanding constantly, even a small shift in perceived uniqueness can redirect millions in booking revenue almost instantly. This is not about panic. It's about market evolution, the kind that happens steadily through booking platform reviews, through travel advisor recommendations, through family group chats comparing vacation options. And those micro decisions compound. One family choosing an alternative becomes hundreds. One corporate event relocating becomes a trend. That's how perception translates into revenue impact. Now, layer that onto the symbolism of Atlantis the Palm itself, and the effect becomes even more amplified. Because this isn't just another luxury resort competing in a crowded global market. This is arguably the most ambitious family resort concept ever executed, a property that has functioned for over 15 years as the physical embodiment of Dubai's bigger is better hospitality philosophy. So, when questions emerge there, they don't stay contained within hospitality industry reports. They don't remain booking statistics. They instantly become symbolic. Travel bloggers compare new properties favorably. Review platforms show shifting sentiment. Conversations start in travel planning forums. Narratives begin forming about whether mega resorts still represent the future or if they're becoming relics of a previous era of luxury travel. And once those narratives exist, they take on momentum of their own. And here's the critical part. Those narratives don't disappear. They don't reset after a marketing campaign. They become part of the long-term perception of the property and the model it represents. They appear in search results when families research Dubai vacations. They resurface in travel blogs comparing regional options. They influence booking decisions in ways that are subtle but measurable. This is how modern travel decision-making works: research-intensive, comparison-driven, review-dependent. Now, does this mean Atlantis, the Palm, is finished? No, and it's important to be realistic about that. The property itself remains an engineering and entertainment achievement of remarkable scale. The operators behind it have deep experience and significant resources. Dubai as a destination continues attracting millions of visitors annually. Demand for family luxury travel doesn't permanently evaporate. It evolves, adapts, and finds new equilibriums. But recovery isn't just about maintaining operations. It's about redefining relevance. And that takes strategy, because what needs to be addressed here isn't physical infrastructure. It's market positioning. It's about reestablishing the value proposition in an increasingly competitive and sophisticated luxury travel landscape. And that leads to the real question going forward, not whether Atlantis, the Palm, will continue operating. It will. But whether the model it represents, mega resort, all-inclusive spectacle, manufactured fantasy, can maintain its premium positioning as traveler preferences evolve toward experiences that feel more curated, more authentic, more personally meaningful. Because once a hospitality model shifts from aspirational to expected, it rarely commands the same premium. It evolves into something different. So now I want to hear from you. If you were planning a family luxury vacation to Dubai, or even dreaming about staying somewhere like Atlantis, has the evolution of options changed how you see it? Or do you think mega resorts like this will always have a place for families seeking comprehensive, convenient luxury? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep, analytical content like this, you already know what to do. Subscribe, because we're just getting started.